Right. Go right, go left, hang the ball. That's it. Get used to the kickers.
Did you know anyone here before this morning?
So I'd run into a lot of guys. I knew a handful of guys that came over from Kansas City. So it was good to see Travis and Kareem again, obviously. He played, I told a lot of the guys in the room today, he played peep before he started running the ball. He was a personal protector, which is what they call a fullback here. And, man, he would go down and cut guys in half, like impressive. And then, through the preseason, and then you realize, oh, we don't get to use him during the regular season? But he'd go down and, cover balls like you wouldn't see. It was very impressive. I remember Justin Houston doing that early in his career. He'd hey, let me in on a punt. He'd go down and just absolutely, annihilate somebody. Ball would come out. He'd be like, see, I can play teams. So, yeah, it was good to kind of see some people again. And obviously I worked with Mike Prefer in 2006 to 2008 in KC, and so it was good to see him. I got to talk to Miss Debbie, his wife, on the phone this morning too. So yeah, this is KC. I'm used to this weather, and just not with a lake behind it.
Is the holding, working with the new long snapper, is that probably the toughest adjustment coming into a new team right away?
Yeah, and just getting used to what they call stuff where you have here it's a Mayday field goals, be a hurricane somewhere else, or everybody has different lingo. You know that through O&D and but really just Charlie, you don't have to do much. He's one of the best in the league and has done it really well for a long time. He's a no-look snapper, so that's a little bit different. You can used to usually you see face mask and then ball snap. This is like nothing, and then ball's just coming. And so that, and just getting used to exactly what Chase wants. I got to be there for him. I feel like if we do my job right, then he should have a chance at hitting every field goal that he attempts. That's what I want him to feel. And so just getting used to the guys as fast as you can and being ready for a really good Baltimore team coming in here that are they're firing all cylinders, and historically they've been good. And so we just got to keep pounding. I told the guys, hey, let's throw up another banner. They did it last year. That was fun to kind of watch. Them do really well, and so excited to be a part of that.
I don't know anything about what you went through other than just reading the transaction. You went on the COVID list. Jamie Gillen's on the COVID list, and now you're here. So what has this whole experience been like?
Yeah, so it's different. It's interesting because I wind up I was kicking really well in Atlanta, and you wind up on a COVID list, and then you're not with the team, and you're complaining. You're like, wait, it's the COVID thing, and then it happens again. You're like, oh, now I'm the benefactor. But, I wish him well. Jamie's fun to watch. I love watching other lefties. There's not a whole lot of us. So it's fun watching him. He's young, powerful. And so he's done a good job here. And but, yeah, it's the COVID situation is we all have to adjust. I think everybody's been really good at, adjusting and, kind of flying with the punches because we have to. And the NFL and NFLPA has done a remarkable job at, going above and beyond from a cost standpoint and figuring out, and because the 30,000 foot view is this is the United States of America. They like to be entertained, and so the NFL and all these major sports need to go on, and so we have to pull through even when viruses, stuff like that, seem to halt a lot of other things. It was cool to see, the sports teams come through and at least give people something to really, unite us again, because sports is the ultimate uniter.
Are you under the impression that you're going to be here for the rest of the year, or is this a temporary thing? Just what did they tell you coming in when they brought you in?
Be ready for Sunday. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you just that's everybody in this building really is. You get guaranteed. You wake up, and I woke up this morning and I was prayed. Was thankful to have another opportunity to come out here and punt, which my dad did and kind of showed me and my brother how to do it. And then obviously Britton played here for a few years, so I'm going to be talking to him and text with Phil Dawson yesterday. So I'll be talking to him for sure. He did it for here for a long time. I think 14 years here, and I got to be over at Hawaii with him in 2013 and kind of hold for him and pick his brain. And so, yeah, it's just another opportunity and just say, hey, just be ready this Sunday and focus one game at a time, one punt at a time.
Your brother was getting commercials when he was here.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good looking. I mean, actually, that is a funny thing. As I've been walking around the facility, I'm seeing a lot of heads stick out of rooms because we have a very similar. My mom can't really tell us apart on the phone, and so I see people looking out is that Britt? No, it's Dustin. This is the older one.
So. Has you talked to him yet?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I talked to him a few times. So.
You were in one place for a remarkably long time, and then you've been on concerned. Have you ever thought this is it? I mean, what's kind of your mindset on the rest of your career?
Just, as long as I'm getting calls, I want to play. My body feels good. I feel like my mind's still sharp and into it. I want to, help kickers, snappers. I want to punt as long as I can. As long as I'm helping out on the field, I want to do it. As long as I'm getting calls, obviously I look around at fraternity brothers, people that I've grown up with and stuff like that, and I always say would they field that call and go? And I say absolutely. So I do every time.
Has it been tough though the last couple of years bouncing around when you have that stability for the first 15 years?
Oh, definitely, because I have 5 kids, and my wife is a 6th grade math, science, and now math and religion teacher. And so Kansas City, and so that's kind of home base right now. And so that's been the hard part, but they come and travel on weekends and come to see games. This is kind of too quick of a turnaround for them to travel. But yeah, I think that's the hardest thing is the home stuff. I remember watching, Phil and guys like that were in cities, and families would come in from Texas and do whatever. And so I've seen it done, and so I always ask the question hey, what's the right thing to do? Can I, play well? Can I fly home and see him on Sunday, take him to school on Tuesday, fly back in? And if that's an option, then I try to take it.
How quickly were you at the airport after you got the call?
2 hours and 10 minutes. So, and it's 40 minutes away. So I was I had to throw stuff in 2 bags and go.
Do you keep a go bag? If I get a call, grab this and run.
So I literally I literally got back from Atlanta in 36 hours. I was playing and coming up here. So it was a tight window. So I got to celebrate a birthday. My oldest turned 15 yesterday, and then.
Was your youngest how?
He's 8. He just turned 8. So I have two boys on each side of a girl in the middle. She is tough as nails, too.
Do they punt?
Tough. They do. My oldest son Brinkley is punting for Rocker's freshman team. They just got done. And hopefully he'll play for the varsity team last year. They keep it all. It's all boys Catholic school, and so they keep the classes pretty, unless they're just out. Running back they're going to play if he's good. So, and then Colston, my 13-year-old, he punts a little bit. Hartley tries, but she's more of she does the volleyball, soccer, and other stuff. So, but yeah, they're learning it. And my dad, their granddad, is always over there we don't throw stuff, we kick stuff. So that's his big thing. As soon as they start going back, they're no, we're kicking, we kick.
This conversation with Phil Dawson could take a while. I mean, are you going to try to pick his brain about all the big stadium and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was trying to think back. I know we played here in 2005, my rookie year, and it was windy, cold, white, it was everywhere, and stadium packed. I was this is football. I mean, it was awesome. And then I played there a handful of times in preseason games and stuff. And then I think we played there in 2012 here, and then 2006, 2012, sprinkled in a couple preseasons. So Phil knows everything about this thing. I'm surprised he doesn't have a suite and a room in there. He's here for so long.
When you talk about learning how Chase wants it held, are we talking centimeters different than who else you've been with the last whatever? Who you were?
Yeah, definitely. And Koo is totally, Koo is straight up and almost a little bit back, and Chase likes a little more lean on it. And the appropriate thing to talk about for kickers is that you're dealing with most of your games outdoors and northeast, so it's cold, it's windy, it's tough to kick in these situations. So lace has become a real big deal because it's the heaviest part of the ball, and where you put the laces, that's where it goes. And so and I want him to be fully comfortable. And so he's the driver. You tell me exactly how you want it in all these situations through pregame and whatever the wind dictates. Today, we didn't do a whole lot at all except for I want to know he's yeah, that's it. And I'm I want it to be the one, every time. And I don't think he missed. He hit the camera twice. So I think we're off to a good start. He's got a great leg, and so I'm looking forward to working with him this week for sure.